Good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Pyn van Wyk. I'm the CEO of Namibia Critical Metals. We are a listed company on the Toronto Stock Exchange on the venture board. I will share with you this new exciting company that we've put together in Namibia, and it has got a comprehensive portfolio of critical metals within its portfolio that is exploring. The normal forward-looking statement stuff, so I'll jump across that. So the company is sitting today at a market cap of about 40 million Canadian dollars. It is extremely tightly held. Gecko Namibia is the single largest shareholder. I'm still the managing director of Gecko Namibia. We infused a whole bunch of projects into this vehicle, and as a result of that transaction, which I'll share, we are one of the largest shareholders in the company. About 65% of the company is tightly held by insiders and various key investors in our company. The team there, Jerry McConnell is still our chairman, myself as CEO, and Don Burton that's joined me here today. He's our president, and then Ryan Elmis, the guy with the funny hat. He's really the brains behind the geology and the discoveries in the company. So this is the story of doing the transaction where Gecko Namibia infused these additional projects into a company previously known as Namibia Rare Earths that had a rare earth project in Namibia. Obviously, rare earths was sort of flat since 2014, floating down, and prices were subdued. And we then decided that it's good time to diversify that portfolio and inject this additional properties into the company. And you can see that obviously the shareholders were quite happy after we've done the transaction, and we've seen a good run up as cobalt prices run up, and obviously it retracted a little bit as cobalt prices came back down again. So this is where we play. Namibia is obviously a well-known investment destination. I am a Namibian. I was born there. I've been working my entire professional life there, working for big Rio Tinto type of companies like Rossing Uranium for many years, for Anglo Gold, on the gold mine there, for Gold Fields, running the smelter operations, and built small junior venture companies like the Lange Heinrich operation and a few others. And the last 10 years I was involved with a group of Gecko Namibia, basically building a portfolio of various mineral rights in the country, and we have now included these in there. So our primary focus at this stage, and this is where I'll focus my attention for this talk, we've got in the northwestern corner of Namibia, this is where our three key projects are, the Kunene cobalt copper, the Pembe tantalum niobium, and there's some uranium associated with that, and then the Loftal rare earth project, which is the most advanced project in our portfolio. The other properties is more greenfields exploration projects. We excited about them, but they are not our key priority focus at this point in time. So this is the space we play in. We look at all of these sort of critical metals as in our portfolio, and I think there's been a lot being said about these over the last 2 days, and we basically play in all of those, and they obviously listed on all the list of critical minerals and metals for both the European and the US, and we in our portfolio cover 6 of those critical minerals and metals. So the question is, why are those so critical or of concern to the US and the European Union? If we look at Central Africa, I mean, the DRC controls 64% of the world's cobalt. The tantalum market is pretty much controlled out of Rwanda and Central Africa areas. If we go to China, the rare earths is 95% controlled by the Chinese, and then going to Brazil, they control 90% of the niobium market. So we believe that Namibia is well positioned to be a good alternative to some of these destinations, and we've got some great projects in that country that is very stable and obviously a well-established mining jurisdiction globally. So I've said quite a bit about Namibia already. All the big, some of the big global players is present in the country. Mining is a significant component of our economy. There's a lot of juniors, that is exploring for projects there, and some of them are also here at this investment conference. So this is the key focus where we would spend at this stage about 80% of our time. This is what I would term the new cobalt district in Namibia. I think very few people understand the significance of the recent cobalt discoveries by a company called Celsius Resources of Australia in Namibia. It was previously also a Gecko Namibia mineral right, and we did a transaction with them about 18 months ago, and subsequent to that, in April this year, they've announced their resource. That's the area in the red block there that you see, 112 million tons of ore with a total of 126,000 tons of contained cobalt. Now, to put that in perspective, with that resource and continuing to expand, that new discovery of a predominant cobalt project can supply the future demand of cobalt at 5% of the world global cobalt for the next 25 years. So if we look at the district scale of this new discovery, you'll see that that red block that I've drilled off there is 10 kilometers strike length, and it continues for many more kilometers in all directions and at depth. So the ground to the left of that red block, where you see all the spotted dots, that ground belongs to Namibia Critical Metals, and we believe that is very prospective exploration ground that we are currently focusing on. That's just some detail on the Celsius resource. Very simple sort of sedimentary hosted mineralization. It's dipping at about 5 degrees. The mineralization is about 5 to 8 meters in width along that entire strike length, and it's very predictable, so it doesn't matter where we put the drill. If we move it 2 kilometers to the left and we drill there, it's there. If we drill deeper and we predict it at the angle, it is there. So Celsius will probably produce a new JORC statement later this year, and they're currently in scoping study, and this is truly a significant discovery. So focusing on the Namibia Critical Metals ground, we've done a lot of soil sampling analysis, and we are followed that up then with EM program that we've just completed at the end of August, and we can see clearly there that the blue horizon of the DOF line is carrying onto our property, so that is one of the targets that we will focus on. But we also see a number of other potential targets, and we are looking for what I would term the source of this district scale mineralization that has happened in the northern part of Namibia. So if we take the EM results a little bit further, that is sort of looking at slices of 20 meters deep, obviously a little bit still distorted by groundwater connectivity. If we drop that further down to 100 meter slice, you can clearly see there in the center of that thing the continuation of the structures where Celsius has discovered their deposit. So that structure on our ground is 20 kilometers in strike length. So that gives you an indication of the size of that, and we will be mobilizing drills early next week to start drilling off that structure. But what is even more exciting for us is we are looking for the stockworks of what created this mineralization, and if we drop this thing down to 300 meters depth, now we start to see the deeper conductivity bodies appearing. And if you look at the lower bottom there, for instance, that structure that's there, is 3 kilometers by 2 kilometers in size, and we are mobilizing some drill rigs in that area to start drilling in that area. So over the next 2 months we will have our initial drill results, and we'll be publishing that. I'm going to jump now onto another project that's in the portfolio. It is a tantalum niobium carbonatite dike. It's 10 kilometers in strike length. We have already drilled 11,000 meters of drilling onto this thing. What is detailed there is just 500 meters of that strike length. You will see that the tantalum concentrations that we've found in some of the highlights of our drilling program indicates tantalum concentrations of anything from 200 to 400 ppm. With that comes niobium as a byproduct and uranium. The tantalum is 75% of the value in this, and this is obviously a significant size deposit, and we will be doing some further metallurgical work on this project, and then once we are happy that the processing is going as excited as we hope it will be, we will be moving this project on forward and develop it. The Loftal Rare Earth project, there was quite a bit of money spent on it in 2014, 2015. It's a 43101 resource. There was a PEA done on it. We are doing some further optimization work on pit design and metallurgical test work to reduce the capital cost and the operating cost of this project. And we continue with the environmental clearance that has now been granted. We've done the mining license application, and we are basically positioning this project that if there's any movement in the rare earth prices, this project will be basically needing money, and it will be permitted. It's quite a unique rare earth deposit in the sense that it's one of 2 of xenotime deposits that is known in the Western world. It contains 75% of heavy rare earths, and it is very similar to the northern minerals in Australia, the Browns Range project, which is currently being commercialized. We've still got some massive intrusions in the Grootfontein area. We're planning to do some EM work there. This has got potential for lead, zinc, vanadium, and nickel, and we will be targeting some early drilling on this property early next year. And then we've got the other 3 sort of greenfields projects that we will only start to look at work for next year. So this is where we are. We've got a strong dynamic team in the country. We're a major player in the New Cobalt district, and our portfolio is well diversified to meet the needs of the growing EV industry. We've got a strong operational team in Namibia, and on our board of directors through the Gecko Namibia experience, we've got 300 people on the ground in Namibia. We're providing all of the support services to drive this exploration program forward. We've got our own in-house drilling company. We're not dependent on outside contractors, and we can really prioritize work. So we're in the right place, right commodities, and the right time. Thank you very much.